Well, good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good.
Great. How are you
Well,
doing?
doing wonderful. Thank you. We're so excited to tell everybody about this film. It's so much fun. And what a character. Like, I can't, it's hard to believe that people like this exist, and they're the perfect subjects for documentaries like this, right?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. I think that is the exact feeling I had when I first met Joe was like, what is this character? What is this world? I was just I didn't even know what to say.
Yeah. And where in the world did you two find him? I'm fascinated by the guy now.
Yeah, I actually found him with a Google search because I was, believe it or not, I was, directing a little self-funded passion project commercial. And there was a skydiving component that I was just inspired to add to it. But I had this kind of light bulb of like, wait, how do I film skydiving? So I Googled, I went down a Google, search of it, and I stumbled across Joe and somehow got on the phone with him, and that's kind of how I met him, and started to build a relationship that kind of inspired me to realize like, wow, he has this entire character or emotional journey to go along with this audacious, you know, extreme world he lives in. And so that meeting of and realization of that inspired me to want to make this film. And I hadn't made a film before, so I was seeking out mentorship and advice from filmmakers I respected, or filmmakers who had made films that I loved, and one of those filmmakers was Marah. So
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, Mara, what kind of advice did you give him?
Don't do it. No, no, I didn't. I didn't. I said, go do it. I said, please go do it. And then show me, so Bryce went out and shot, a sizzle reel, and it was friggin' amazing. And I was in the middle of making another movie, which was a film about the wrestler China, and I had very little time. But then Bryce was so passionate about this topic. I saw this footage of Joe Jennings and this work that Bryce had been doing on it. And, I became involved not only as a mentor, but as a co-director with Bryce. And, we started this partnership that created this film. So it was, there's a lot of passion involved from Bryce's point of view, and it really was contagious.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, and now, of course, Bryce, now that you've gone through it, and you know that there's going to be a lot of filmmakers out there that are going to see this and go, see, I want to do something like this. Now, what would you tell them? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would encourage them to keep pushing, and let them know it's definitely going to be a marathon. So you definitely have to have some, whatever your story you're trying to tell, you definitely need to be passionate about it, because it's going to be an absolute marathon to get it to the finish line. But it is possible, and it's extremely rewarding. So that's what I would let anybody that's diving into this world know.
Would you say the same thing, Mark?
Well, you know what Bryce is really good at is I'm giving you all kinds of compliments, Bryce.
Yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Bryce is really, and this is a testament to me, and the crew. Bryce is really good, which a lot of first-time directors are not good at this.
Mhm.
Surrounding himself with a team that is very experienced and really knows how to get a film made. And I personally did not have that at the beginning of my filmmaking career. And I think just the ability to let people in and to be curious and to want to learn and to be open to criticism are things that a lot of first-time filmmakers are not able to do, and Bryce was really able to do as a filmmaker. And I think it's advice to any first-time filmmaker. You don't know everything, and I think Bryce knew what he didn't know, and that's such a good skill.
hmm my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys. Went in the caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame, and so we always love to ask people their Hail Mary moment, which is that moment in your life or career where you just kind of had to go for it and it worked out for you. Bryce, I'm sure this must be it for you, or maybe there's something else.
No, this is definitely it for me.
Yeah.
And actually, on that topic, I came into this world from playing basketball professionally. That's what I was doing before I got into filmmaking. And when COVID hit, I was living back home. I moved back to America, was living home with my parents, kind of going through my early life crisis, like a lot of people were during COVID and or the start of the lockdowns, and was just like, what do I want to do with my life? And I had this story in, in the back of my head, and I sent it. I, like you said, I full sent the Hail Mary. I was like, I'm gonna get this film made, and now I'm, 4 years later, I'm living in LA with a finished film, going to premiere it at TIFF, and then hopefully going to pursue, doing this for the rest of my life. So definitely, this project has been my Hail Mary that was successful.
Oh, that's so cool. How about for you, Marah? What was yours?
Mine was probably my first film, which was a very similar journey to Bryce's, which was Sunshine Superman, which I ran up my credit cards. I had people telling me I was insane. It broke up relationships. It was awesome. But, it premiered at TIFF. This was 10 years ago. So it premiered at TIFF, similarly to Bryce and similar to me at this point. But it was definitely my Hail Mary. Everyone thought I was nuts. And it went on to play in theaters and on CNN, and really was able to launch my my modest career that I continue to struggle and work towards, and have many Hail Marys as I go.
Yeah. But that's so cool though, and that's very inspiring, and I think people will love to hear that. But part of that is that success mindset. And we talk about that on the show. Is there something that each of you keep in mind that keeps you on the right path even when things are tough? Because they do get tough in this world.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's consistency. I think you have to, whatever you're pursuing or trying to overcome, you just have to, you know, you have to have a little bit of that delusional self-belief to get up every day and continue just like chipping away at it. So definitely this project has been a testament to a little bit of consistency, and I think Joe's, when you look at Joe Jennings' story and his life, it's been a testament to consistency and perseverance as well.
Yeah.
And I
There's
think, yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's, I always think of David Lynch's Catching the Big Fish, or this idea of the artist life. You kind of don't, I didn't choose it, it chose me, meaning, you just do it because you kind of have to do it. These stories come about, and, it seems like a shame not to share them with other people.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so cool. Well, and there's so much to get out of this one. I think depending on what people have been through in their lives, they may get something totally different out of it, which is kind of the exciting thing. What was it that both of you are hoping that people will take away from this? Because there's a lot going on here.
I can start with that one. I think we were just actually talking about this earlier about what people, what we might want people to take from it, and what is there to be taken. And I think that's something that really attracted me to this project with Joe, is that I think he's extremely complex and layered, individual that at first glance, the average person would be like, yeah, I have nothing in common with that guy, right? He's up there in the sky doing these crazy things I could never imagine. And then you start to learn about his emotional journey, and whether it be childhood trauma, whether it be loss and grief and depression, whether it be navigating life as a family and their issues and your issues bleeding onto them, and all these different things to go with the inspiring artistic kind of passion driven pursuits that he's chasing. Is just like anybody could take anything from this. I think there's something for anybody that is in any profession, skydiving or not, to really resonate with this film.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say I'd like people to also have fun, which I think, a lot of documentaries, what I always want as a filmmaker is to entertain people, but
Mm-hmm.
also have kind of an educational message underneath. So it's this, this amazingly fun film that you can also take away something from. And I think for me, that's the kind of films I like to watch. And I think that's the kind of films I hope, people will see that I've made.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And of course, TIFF is always a good time. Great weather. It's not like Texas here, which is boiling. So, what are you looking forward to seeing out there? Is there anything you're looking forward to doing?
It's funny. I have been so busy with this that I was actually just talking to my mom last night, and she's like, "What are you gonna watch out there? There's so many other movies." And I was like,
Mm.
I don't even know if I've looked at the schedule yet. Like I absolutely need to, and I absolutely will be exploring some other films, but I've been so wrapped up, and we just finished ours, and then this whole festival press tour thing. So I will I'll have to get back to you on which films I'll be seeing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to meet all the other filmmakers. I think
Yeah.
one of the most amazing things about the festival circuit, which I'm really excited to have on this film, because a lot of films now go straight to streaming and you
Yeah.
don't get to do the festival circuit. So this is such a treat to get to meet other filmmakers, to get to see other movies. And the great thing about TIFF is like, you're playing with these big Hollywood movies and you're this doc maker. And so there's such an open world for you to explore at TIFF, and it's always, you feel like kind of a little fish in a big pond, but also, you're up there with all of these other movies. So I think it's going to be, again, really fun, and I think Bryce, it will be great to kind of introduce Bryce to this festival.
Yeah. Well, last thing, what are we going to see next from you after this? I can't wait to see what both of you got coming up.
Yeah, I think Mara has, an impressive amount of projects that she's developing and pushing, and her and I are also talking about a couple of
Good.
ideas that we would want to do together. So I know for me personally, I'd like to direct more documentaries, and I'm also writing on the scripted side. So in a perfect world, you'll be seeing some narrative pieces by me in the future, and then definitely some more nonfiction to direct. So.
And I have a grab bag of films in development.
Good.
I have another skydiving related film that has to do with drug smuggling. I have a film about the author Patricia Highsmith. I have a film about my family in the Holocaust. So I have this really large breadth of footage of films and footage that I'm dealing with right now to assess which film will actually pop and get made.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. Really enjoyed the film, and tell everyone to check it out. Look forward to talking to both of you again very soon.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
All right. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.